How's it hanging, dudes? My name is Sean and welcome back to another Jurassic World Evolution video. And man, IGN just keeps slapping us hard with all this new stuff. There's a new dev diary out, a developer diary, and man, do they hit us hard. First off, a sandbox is confirmed. Where is this sandbox going to be? It's going to be on Isla Nublar. Okay, so a lot of us thought that is either going to be Nublar or Sorna, but being as this game takes place in between the first and second film, you can kind of think that Claire is no longer, park manager, one of the people close to the top. That's now you, and now you have to rebuild Isla Nublar and bring it back up to its previous glory, right? And it's going to be just this blank canvas for you to do whatever you want to do with. That's what the developer said. That's out of their mouth. There will be a sandbox. Now, it's unclear whether the sandbox will be accessible from the get-go or not. They kind of alluded to that, but didn't really say so just outright, which kind of sucks. I was kind of hoping they'd just be like, look, here's a mode called Sandbox on Isla Nublar, and you can start doing it right now. But what they want you to do is play through the game first. That's how you unlock everything. You have to unlock everything through the actual story mode, I guess, career mode, campaign mode, tutorial. I don't know really, I guess just the regular campaign mode. That's how you're actually going to unlock everything. Now they go into in depth. They say that there's going to be these three different park entities vying for your attention. We got security, we got science, and we got what is it? I guess just the bottom line, entertainment. It's really, keeping guests happy, attractions, and making profit. So all three of these is really going to come down to your choice. What are you going to choose to be your primary focus, right? And each one of these three people is going to be pulling you in each direction. And then you have Henry Wu and you have Claire. I think Claire is going to be, of course, part of the, the DPG. And she's going to be making sure that you do all of your all the nice things to dinosaurs. You know what I mean? You don't want to be having dinosaurs attack each other too much, or other people. The DPG might be coming down hard on you, right? So now we know for a fact Isla Nublar is a sandbox, and with Claire not being I guess park manager, now you have to fill in that role. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be like the big segue to the sandbox or not. I think that's most likely what it will be. You could go as far as to say that Clara might actually be an active member of the park until you get to Isla Nublar, right? And then maybe she's ousted or something like that. I know that's sheer speculation on my part, and I don't really know. That's just me, shooting the shit with you guys. However, they do say that as you upgrade your park and as you upgrade your enclosures, of course there's extra fences and different kinds of fences that you can get, but there's also different objects that you will unlock to put inside of your enclosure. That really, really, really helps us out. That really, I guess, brings home the fact of the sandbox. When my channel first started blowing up, it was because of the sandbox video that I did. Will it sandbox? Will Jurassic World Evolution sandbox? And it does. It is confirmed. It's out of the developer's mouth that it will be a sandbox. Isla Nublar is going to be the sandbox. Now, I don't know if the island is going to be completely a blank slate, like not even an info center or anything from the previous park, or if it's going to give you a small little basis to start, and then you can just do whatever you want with the rest of the park, right? Or even just destroy what's there and restart anew. I don't know how much of a sandbox that part will be, and how much of the story mode will it conflict. But anyways, I mean, I'll link the dev diary itself in the description so you guys can better see what it's really about. And also, in other news, Fallen Kingdom DLC. Now, I know that Fallen Kingdom is not huge with my channel. Every time I do a Fallen Kingdom video, it gets a small amount of views compared to the rest of them. Of actual Jurassic Park Evolution videos. But guess what? You guys don't have a choice. We're going to get Fallen Kingdom stuff. We're going to definitely get an Indoraptor, the Baryonyx, hopefully the Indominus Rex. Why would they even talk about Fallen Kingdom DLC if those dinosaurs aren't going to be in there, right? So now you will also be able to actually go out into the field and trank your dinosaurs with the health darts to keep them from being sick. Also to put them down, to make them go to sleep, stuff like that. So I think the developer said it best whenever they said, I can't remember what guy said it, but he said, you actually get to be the hero of the day. You get to go bring the dinosaurs back into their enclosure. You get to actually be the one to make them healthy again. The ones to you're the one who gets to rebuild the park. And on top of that, you get to be the director of the park. You get to be the head of management. You get to decide everything. So not only do you get to have your hands on, you're flying around the helicopters, you're in the jeeps, you're on the ground, but you're also in the air. You're also making the big decisions. And I think that's a really key part of what they've said so far. Okay, so as far as Isla Nublar goes, there's definitely going to be more information coming out, but a lot of us, including Best in Slot, we all thought that it's going to be like a 5-star island that's going to be hard to get to. Isla Nublar, you're going to have to unlock so much before you get to that sandbox, and it's going to be such a hurdle. But what it really seems like is that you might be able to access it a bit earlier on, but the thing is, if you get onto the island, you're only going to have the dinosaurs you've unlocked. You're only going to have the security clearances that you've unlocked. You're only going to have, the fences that you've, completed in the game so far. So that's kind of a downside, but it's also kind of a perk. It forces you to want to play the game. That way you can better suit your sandbox and the build that you want, because you're not really going to have as much fun on the sandbox if you don't unlock all the different items, to do different things in. And they said in this developer diary that there are items that you can unlock to put inside your park. And I don't know if that's like individual rocks, individual enclosures, maybe like a little small cave that they can hide in as like a little dwelling, I guess, for dinosaurs. I don't know, even for some sauropods, or not sauropods, but maybe even some hadrosaurs, you have like some toys, enclosures, logs, stuff like that, things they can pick up, walk around. Hopefully those types of that level of details in the game. But as far as the sandbox goes, man, it's a huge confirmation. It's at the very end of the developer diary, and you don't want to miss it. I will definitely link that in the description below. So yeah, that video I did so long ago was not all for naught. It was 100% accurate. There will be a sandbox, and it will be on Isla Nublar. It's not going to be on Isla Sorna. Isla Sorna is going to be a lot larger, so that still leaves a lot to speculate about that. So let's do so. What does that mean for that park? Is that going to be the hardest park to build on, or you're going to have to max everything out on that park? How is Sorna going to fit in the overall scheme of all this? I definitely want to hear your comments down below. I don't know if you guys, are big into not having a sandbox, but I'm huge on having a sandbox. And I always wondered why during their little LA circle jerk, they brought all these huge YouTubers down that wasn't necessarily dinosaur YouTubers or anything of the sort, of a park creation, but they brought people like BWO and Silverette, who are big with Planet Coaster, right? And it's big in building on games in general and artistic style. So that really makes me believe that they are still catering to that fan base, the fan base who wants to do the creative aspects of the game, who wants to really expand the game, even down to the point of the small details with the small little rocks and stuff like that along the path. So it really, makes me think that Frontier is still planning to do the big creative streak with this game, on top of making sure that the park management is top notch. I mean, a lot of people have really been aching for some good park management style of gameplay, and this game is going to get that while helping you unlock all kinds of things, while at the same time building you up to make the best sandbox you've ever imagined. Don't forget, the developer diary is down in the link in the description below. The link is there. It's IGN. They're smacking us hard, man. Shout out to Frontier. This game is almost out. We've got less than a month to go, and I appreciate you guys like always, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh yeah, don't forget to like. Peace.
As we've seen with the films, actually running a Jurassic Park or Jurassic World is quite a dangerous proposition. So you need to try and succeed where others have failed before you.
The player starts off with a few key buildings on an island which are going to teach you the basic tools of how to build and maintain your park. And from that you're going to earn your first contract, which brings you into your first few decisions about which division you want to side with.
In the game there are 3 divisions vying for your attention.
For security, it's operations, safety. For science, genetic engineering, animal welfare. And for entertainment, it's all about the guests, it's all about the show and the bottom line.
Once you've built these beautiful enclosures, it's up to you to maintain them as well. You'll be unlocking new things to put into the enclosures. You can upgrade the fences, you can build all sorts of new things inside them.
The game is a management game, but you can also then take direct control of some of the teams in your park and get up close and personal with these dinosaurs yourself.
Taking control of those allow you to directly deal with threats or issues in the park. So the ranger vehicle can be driven to medicate dinosaurs using the dart gun. You can take control of the ACU helicopter, fly over your park, which looks awesome, and tranquilise escaped dinosaurs. Basically, you get to be the hero and save the day, whilst also being the park manager. Who doesn't want that?
Management in Jurassic World Evolution it's the core pillar, making sure your guests are safe, making sure your dinosaurs are looked after, keeping an eye on the finances, doing all the research, doing all the the extraction, and of course this is across five different islands as well.
As you start moving through the game and you start taking control of the park and you start thinking that you've dealt with your dinosaurs and you've dealt with your guests, the islands themselves are going to start throwing storms at you, and they're going to start damaging the park, and they're going to start getting dinosaurs to leave their enclosures, and it's going to cause you all kinds of trouble. So it's really up to the player to make sure they've got the correct things in place to deal with an event like that.
Each of the islands that you manage within the 5 deaths has their own island rating, and that's the key progression sort of metric for progressing through the islands. However, that challenge does increase as you go through it, so it's not as easy to 3-star Muerta as it is Mataceros. You also introduce to new challenges, and some of those challenges aren't necessarily within your control as well, so you can experience sabotage from a disgruntled employee, that kind of challenge.
So as the player progresses through the game, as they progress through these islands, they're going to get access to new research, new buildings, bigger and scary dinosaurs, and they can use those on the previous islands that they've been on.
We're a game about choice and player decisions, and the choices you make ultimately will determine the Jurassic World you create.
We're going to offer the players a sandbox mode so that they're able to take control of the Isla Nublar, which you'll recognise from the films. It's a big open space and a blank canvas for them to build whatever park they like.
Cash isn't a restriction, but we do encourage you to play through the career mode as well, as that unlocks the dinosaurs and buildings and all the other aspects that you can then use in the sandbox in Isla Nublar.
A number of players have been asking us, are we going to be doing anything to coincide with the film Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom? I can say that we are going to be doing a free update with content from the film inside Jurassic World Evolution. We're really excited to see players get their hands on it.